think I'm all done. Let's check in. Alright, if we're going with what Kanika's mom told us last night, I think we can rule out any natural disasters as what brought the ditchlings here. But not nuclear incidents. Looks like our state has a history with those. What about you all? Find anything? Before you can respond, a handsome black cat leaps onto the table. Stella quickly slams her book shut. Oh, hey Pixel. You might want to close your book. He loves to rip up any paper he can find.
Pixel, my dear friend, it's been too long. How have you been?
Hungry? Did Stella bring the good stuff? Don't worry, little guy, I didn't forget your treats.
Ah, yeah, snack time. Crunch, munch.
Sorry if Pixel's bothering you all. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up any of our books. He can't stand the thought that people might pay attention to anything that isn't him. Hey Pixel, what do you think about monsters we saw in the woods? Why do you let Paper Shredder really wander a library? Leave Pixel be. I have talked to animals. I gotta do this. I get that they are all watching me, but I just gotta do this. Hey, Pixel, what do you think about the monsters we saw in the woods? I'm a indoor cat. I don't know nothing about no woods. I just hang around in the library, especially now that our house got haunted. Pixel says your house is haunted. Wait, your house is haunted? Just ignore him. Wait, your house is haunted? What? Hey, how did you know? What? Pixel told me. I don't know, I just got that vibe. Say nothing. Pixel told me. I'm gonna mess around with them a bit. Pixel told me. Katie is either psychic or she can talk to animals. It's a long story. No comment. We've been living in the library for a little bit. It's been great. Way more snacks, way more scratches. Except sometimes there's too much scratches.
Oh, that faith.
Hold up, what kind of haunting are we talking about here? Unexplained noises? Objects appearing in strange and unfamiliar places? Oh, Oscar, don't get her hopes up like that. Nothing like that, sorry. The floor in my bedroom just keeps seeping blood. So was that the floor we saw in the end of chapter 1? In the cutscene, there was floor that had something red on it. The floor in my bedroom just keeps seeping blood, and I've seen a strange figure in the hallway a couple of times. Wait, you've seen a full body apparition? Can I see it? Stella, it's probably just a dirty pipe or something. But what if it's a ghost? It's totally a ghost, let's go bust it. It's worth looking into. I'm with Kanika. There's probably a very normal and very boring explanation. Remain silent. I'd say it's worth looking into. You all are more than welcome to check it out. Maybe tomorrow night? Yes, we'll be there. Yeah, that sounds like a fun way to spend an evening. Can't wait to get spooked by some creaky pipes. I gotta ask, why do you let a paper shredder freely wander a library? You're both laughing.
Why don't you mind your own business?
Have you seen this little guy's face? How could I say no to that? Leave Pixel be. You decide to leave Pixel be. The cat curls up on the table, fast asleep. Alright, I'd better get back to shelving. Let me know if you all need anything. Just gonna quickly look at this whole scenery because it's kinda sweet. Yeah, any luck with Rosalina? Stella, what was that you were saying about nuclear incidents? Do you think there's a cult here? Talk about veins of Scarlet, talk about Silas Scarlet, talk about Appalachian folk monsters. Do you think Wayne factors into any of this? Why don't we just help look for Rosalina? What do you all think? Remain silent. I'm still curious about Wayne, so I'm gonna ask this. Do you think Wayne factors into any of this? I honestly wouldn't be shocked. There's something seriously wrong with him. Like, I can viscerally feel it in my guts. I feel it too. Maybe he's sick. Maybe that has something to do with what you saw in the woods. I don't know. I'd buy it. I love that Stella has like drawn a picture of a ditchling with question marks right next to it. I'm gonna ask this one. Stella, what was that you were saying about nuclear incidents? You were talking about Goldsboro thing, right? Yeah, apparently in the 60s, a B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up midair and dropped a couple of bombs. Fascinating bit of history there. The first of the 2 bombs landed upright after its parachute got caught in a tree. Thankfully, it didn't go off. At the time, the government claimed that the bomb was unarmed, but it later came out that the only thing preventing a detonation was a single electrical switch, which failed to trigger on the descent. Wow. And 60 years later, the second bomb still hasn't been recovered. Okay. Right, it's conventional explosive disintegrated in mid-air, but most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. If I remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up.
I'm sorry, did you say they buried it? Do you all need something dug up? Because if so, I'm your girl.
Oh, Gretchen, yes. Oh, actually, no. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. Though your skills as a dog who can dig up anything are remarkable, I'm sure. I don't think disarming nuclear bombs is part of our skill set, so the nuke made the ditchlings. If the bomb is somewhere else, why would there be so many ditchlings here? Oh god, we're screwed. Say nothing. Well, I think this makes the most sense. If the bomb is somewhere else, why would there be so many ditchlings here? Yeah, Goldsboro is almost 400 miles from here. Not that we should be looking too hard at the disaster angle. Whatever those creatures are, they're biological.
Look, you never know with radiation.
We actually know quite a bit. It just melts you, it doesn't make monsters. And a 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away and kill us here.
You never know. There could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants just waiting to blow it up.
Okay. We got like two very opposite sides here, but also I think this is the best way of communicating. These two people approach this problem from very different angles, but they still manage to have a respectful conversation with each other. This is what we need more in this world. I've missed this. Let's talk about veins of scarlet. So, about the coal mines here. Kanika visibly shudders. Oh, what's going on? I get cold sweats just thinking about being in a place like that. I feel for the guys who work up there. I could never. Speak for yourself. I love a good crevasse. That should be printed on a t-shirt. I love a good crevasse. What happened after the mine collapse? A union-busting mine collapsed from poor working conditions. Column is shocked. Maybe the ditchlings are here to foretell another collapse. What if the ditchlings are coming from the mines? What if there's something toxic in the mines poisoning the town? Wayne seems sick. I'm not sure how they tie in, but the mines seem important. The whole town is built around them. The mines seem too obvious. It's gotta be something else. Never mind. Well, this is very interesting option because when we went to the diner and when we saw the painting on the wall of this library, we saw kind of what kind of gear miners are wearing supposedly. So if Wayne is a miner, then this might be a viable question to ask. What if there's something toxic in the mines poisoning the town? Wayne seems sick. Honestly, that sounds like one of the most plausible explanations we've had so far. What about the ditchlings? I don't know, maybe there's some sort of parasite down in the mines, maybe it infected Wayne, and maybe Wayne infected the local wildlife. Ah, yeah, that could work. Oh, Kanika looks so pretty. Okay, focus. Katie, focus. Talk about Silas Scarlet. So, Silas Scarlet. Rich guy in the south, I should have known it wouldn't be pretty. I guess he was a product of a different time. Who knows what future generations will think when they look back on us. Wow, talk about a self-made man, seems like a great dude. Do you think the ditchlings are here for retribution? I get it, it must be one of those burial ground situations, right? Like in Poltergeist? This town is stuck in the past and built on atrocities. It's already practically collapsing onto itself. No offense.
He seems like a terrible person, but I don't see what that has to do with bad omens or creatures in the woods. I don't think he's really relevant to whatever's happening right now. Never mind. I think he's somehow relevant to whatever's happening right now. I mean, we saw him in our family tree, in the mural painted on our Scarlet estate wall, and if my memory serves me right now, he was the one who bought the land and set up the mine in the first place. Oh, these choices are so interesting, all of them. I wanna ask them all, but we know that's not possible. What if the ditchlings would be spirits of those men and boys who died in the mine collapse? Well, they seemed very physical and not ghost-like, but I'm kind of leaning towards supernatural. There were so many of them. And part of these creatures looked like a human, but like a twisted and melted version of humans. What if that is happening to Wayne? What if it's some kind of sickness? I mean, if they come from the mines, and what if Wayne has been working in the mines? I don't know. I'm gonna choose this option and see where it takes me. Do you think the ditchlings are here for retribution? That seems tenuous, assuming Kanika's mom is right. They're here as an omen, not because they're going to do something themselves. That's true, yeah, that was what Sybil said. We all have our parts to play in this. And I think we know how I feel on the matter. Let's talk about Appalachian folk monsters. I don't think any of those monsters we found were like even close to our ditchlings, but they were wonderful stories we read. So, Appalachian folk monsters. Wumbus cats kinda sound like they could be mountain lions. Do you think the ditchlings are Tommyknockers? Do you think Wayne is a Tommyknocker? What? No, but Sybil said that he's just a very sick man. I mean, as far as we know, Sybil is our expert on weird cryptids and ghosts and stuff. So I'm pretty sure that Wayne would be one of those things Sybil would know, but would she tell us? I'm not so sure, but I don't think that's it, but that's an interesting theory. My mom used to tell me that Tailibo story. I totally forgotten about it. Never mind. I don't think any of these options make any sense, so I'm gonna choose the neutral one. My mom used to tell me about that Tailibo story back when I was little. I can't believe I forgot that one. It scared me so bad I didn't eat soup for years. I thought a monster might try and dig it out of my stomach if I did. I love that one. There's this old chimney in the woods that I used to think was the chimney from Tailibo. The one that was left after the thing did whatever it did. Now I know that's just because chimneys don't burn down and wooden houses do. That doesn't mean it's not the chimney from Tailibo. I've camped out there a couple of times and seen some pretty spooky stuff. Yeah, I watched that video. You saw raccoons. You're gonna get rabies one of these days, chasing after wildlife like that. What can I say? I like to live on the edge. I think I'm gonna choose the let's move on option because none of these theories seem plausible. Let's move on. I think we should head back to the woods. To do what? I mean, Duke's body is still there. I think it would be a course of action which would make my character seem even more suspicious. Hey, here is the dead body. It was a hunting accident. Oh, I'm walking in the same woods here again. Nothing suspicious here. No, I don't think we should head back to the woods. I mean, we know they are there, but I don't want to. Have you had any luck with Rosalina? Not yet. I knew 18 would be a handful, but I didn't think it'd happen overnight. I'll probably head out once you're all done and check in on her usual haunts. I guess I'm gonna ask about the cult even though it doesn't seem plausible. I don't think there is a cult here. You lean in and quietly whisper to Stella and Kanika. Do you guys think that there's like a cult here? Those cops were awfully suspicious, almost like they're trying to cover something up. Maybe the ditchlings were actually nudists doing some sort of weird ritual. Naked maniacs on the loose, yeah. Maybe the ditchlings were like summoned. A lot of folks here feel tense and closed off. Leave it at that. I'm gonna choose the first option. Those cops were awfully suspicious last night. Really weird combination of being dismissive and trying to pin things on me. I don't know, it just feels like a cover-up. Yeah, that was pretty bad, but I'm not sure they really have it in them to be part of a cult. Definitely. I don't think they're capable of putting in the effort. But why were they acting in such a way though? Oh. I don't think we can just check out the mines because first of all it's not safe, second of all Tabitha will play me alive. Tabitha will be so angry if we go in the mines and cause, I don't know, safety hazard and possibly mess up her work environment, or I don't want to cause any problems for her, and she already seems like she's really annoyed with me, so... Why don't we just help look for Rosalina? If there's a missing kid in town, that's probably way more important than whatever else we'd be doing. Just to clarify, I don't think she's missing. She's just out with her friends and ignoring her poor old man. Not that I don't appreciate your concern. I don't even know where we'd look aside from the old Maxwell place. What do teens even like to do these days? You don't have to worry about checking up on her there. I'm going there myself once I've finished shelving Just let me know if you run into her while you're out.
Okay, we shall. Yeah.
There's an awful lot of mine-related stuff in my notes. Maybe that should be our next stop. We can poke around, find out if anyone's seen anything weird. Just to clarify, you're suggesting we go to question some of the miners, right? We are not poking around unprepared in the actual mines, right? Right? Yeah, totally. 100%. I would never. We don't even have a good reason to go down there. Good. Let's keep it that way. You know how I feel about mines. I promise, Neeks, we're just going to question some of the miners. And if that questioning gives us a good reason to poke around, say a full abandoned coal mine, then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You can cross that bridge when we come to it. I am not going underground. I'm just messing with you. We'll stick to the surface. And hey, maybe we'll luck out and run into Rosalina while we're looking around. Okay, good. And hopefully we can find out what's wrong with Wayne while we're at it. I think your mother knows what's wrong with Wayne. I get it, it doesn't really matter what I say here, we're going to go along with your plan. For the record, this wasn't my idea. Do we have to? This seems like a lot of work. Maybe Tabitha can help us out. Finally, the opportunity I've been looking for to get to know Tabitha. I'm sure Tabitha's going to love that we're snooping around. Alright, but let's try and stay under the radar. Awesome, let's roll. I don't think Tabitha would appreciate my character asking questions from her workers, so... I mean, it is true that Stella is very focused on achieving her goals, but I think it's somehow part of her trying to find her place in this world. I mean, her channel seems to be a very important thing to her and part of her kind of identity, I guess. And it seems like she's willing to do almost anything to acquire new material. I mean, where she was talking about her exploits in the first chapter, she said she got stuck in a very small hole and couldn't get out, and Gretchen had been barking outside the hole and staying next to her for a long time because she couldn't get out from... I guess it was a small cave or hole with skunk family living inside it or something like that. We saw her filming that chicken, not really caring about how much in pain that creature was as long as she gets the material she needs. And she tried to get us follow her deeper into the woods even after Duke was shot, not caring about our safety or her own. And now she's suggesting that we go poking around in the mines without permission, which is unsafe and unwise in many ways, but I'm sure it would satisfy partly her curiosity. I'm not sure how to explain it, but I hope you catch what I'm talking about. When we were on the trail, Gretchen said that after Stella's parents passed away, she's been acting more and more reckless with the ghost stuff or with the cryptid stuff, so I think I'm kind of seeing it here, seeing it in action here. Like,
realizing these connections for the first time. We gotta be careful because we might lose our lives if we recklessly follow Stella's plans. I'm gonna choose this option because it feels like it's sarcastic enough in the situation where Tabitha really won't appreciate us doing this. I'm sure Tabitha's going to love that we're snooping around. The same goes for all of us, honestly. I can't think of a single person in town Tabitha would be happy to see.
We'll just have to make sure we don't get caught. We'll be super sneaky. I can even keep lookout. Look at us going out on caper together. I missed this.
I missed it too. I mean, sure it's not under the best circumstances, but I've been so wrapped up in running the store, I didn't realize how much I missed being able to hang out with you. Though there is something missing.
Reese.
I really miss that dude. I can't believe how long it's been since we've seen each other. Have you seen him lately?
No, I've tried to plan stuff, but he's been too sick.
I didn't realize it was getting so bad. That poor guy.
You know, we could just pop over and surprise him. He seemed excited to meet Katie. Maybe we'll finally get him to leave his little cave.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Oh, are we gonna get to meet Reese? That's awesome.
I also want to know, like, what's going on with Reese. What makes him so sick?
Alright, let's roll out. See ya, Oscar.
We'll let you know if we run into Rosalina. Thanks guys, I'll keep you all posted.
Wow, so this is Reese's home. Let's take a look at this scenery a bit better. Okay.
Oh, that shadow there looks a bit ominous, I gotta say.
Reese's home stands at the edge of the forest wall, an isolated buffer cushioning the rest of the town from an unending wilderness.
Okay, I gotta be prepared to press my keyboard in order to see more what's going on.
Oh, look at that bad belt. That's awesome. How she has this amazing hat.
But Gretchen doesn't look like she's doing well. What's going on there?
Reese, it's Stella. I brought some buddies too.
Shh, not so loud. He's still sleeping. Can I help you with something? The woman in the doorway stares directly into your eyes. You can practically feel her simmering irritation washing over you. Okay, so here are our 3 characters. 4. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out. Wow, Kanika sounds like she's 15. Could Reese come out? That's weird. I mean, they are all adults, right?
Nothing strenuous, we promise.
I'm not going to wake him up. If he's sleeping, he'll probably need it.
Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now anyways. Oh no, poor Reese. It's just been so long since either of us have gotten the chance to hang out with him. I'm sure he and Katie would get along super well too. That's Stella's cute face, like glaring at this person with Bambi eyes. Street smart lie, we're just going for a light walk and I've heard such great things about your son. Hi, I'm Katie, Vivian's kid. Stella, if Reese is that sick, we shouldn't be tracking him along on adventures. But I really would like to meet him. I would like to hear Reese himself telling us that he's not too well. It's weird that we don't get to see him at all. I'm gonna use my street smart option here. I mean... and I only now noticed Gretchen's face. Wonderful. I mean, if it's a lie, it's a white lie. Stella's right, we're just going for a light walk. And I've heard such great things about your son. I'm only in town for a few more days and it'll be a shame if I didn't get the chance to meet him. Dr. Kelly looks you up and down and sighs. Dr. Kelly looks like they've seen too much. Almost kind of like bitter. Kanika's face looks worried and these two are begging. Please, please. Alright, you win. He's usually feeling his best around mid-afternoon. Why don't you come over tomorrow? We can have some supper and you all can hang out for a bit. I don't promise that he'll be perky, but I'm sure it'll brighten his spirits to see you two again. I'm sure he'll be happy to meet you too, Katie. Oh, that's a kind thing to say, thank you. That would be great. I can bring a side dish, maybe deviled eggs. Does he still eat those? No, eggs are a little much for him. They don't settle well. You can leave the cooking to me. I know what he can handle. Okay, I'll bring soda then. That's not... Oh, okay, yes, fine, you can bring soda. Nothing with caffeine. Ginger ale, preferably. Oh, and leave the dog at home. She might cheer him up, you know. They have those therapy dogs in hospital. No dogs.
Why, I never. The absolute gall.
Thanks so much, Dr. Kelly. We'll stop bothering you now. See you later. Dr. Kelly nods in acknowledgement and quickly shuts the door. The sound of several locks clicking into place can be heard from within. Wait, several locks? So the only place we've seen several locks in has been our estate? Or at least I think it was the door of our estate. You know, the weird door with many locks. So do these people have some kind of similar situation here as well?